The legal proceedings against the former president of Egypt have begun, but they've not gone far. Mohamed Morsi is charged with inciting the killing of people who were demonstrating against the constitution, which was written mostly by his Islamist allies. 14 members of the Muslim Brotherhood are charged as well. CBC's Middle East correspondent Sasha Petrusik is on the story. He joins me live via Skype from Cairo. Walk me through what happened in court, Sasha, if you could.
Well, so Hannah, it was a fairly short day, but it was momentous in the sense that this was the very first time that Mohamed Morsi had a chance to actually say anything in his defense in any kind of an official way. You recall, he was picked up. He wasn't really arrested. He was detained 4 months ago when his government was overthrown by the military here, and he was sort of put away to a secret location where he was held without access really to his family, to lawyers, and really until the last few weeks without actually even being charged with anything. So this was his first chance to get in front of a judge and actually plead his innocence, which is exactly what he did. He was helicoptered into a super secure courthouse that was in the middle of a police academy on the outskirts of Cairo. Early this morning, he was brought in, put into that same cage. I don't know if you recall, the same one that Hosni Mubarak was put in just a little while ago. And as soon as he got in there, he basically said, "This is illegitimate. You have no right to do this. I am the legitimate president of Egypt." That was the tone that was set. A lot of procedural stuff followed after that, and the whole situation only lasted a few hours before his defense lawyers convinced the judge that they needed time to look at all the evidence that the government says, the new government says, it has against this former president. The charges stem from an incident last December where Muslim Brotherhood, the group that Mohamed Morsi comes from, Muslim Brotherhood thugs, the way they're being called here, were accused of attacking protesters outside the presidential palace. A number of them were killed. Many of them were injured. That's where the charges themselves stem from. Those murders, as the government calls them now, and that violence, he's being held responsible for it, and that's what he'll have to answer for. The trial itself, though, has been put on hold until January, when everything will begin again, and we'll see some more of, I guess, presumably the evidence against him.
And after this brief, but sounds like defiant attendance in court, what's the overall mood there in Cairo?
Well, I have to tell you, I was right outside the court, and you know, you can see the barbed wire, and you can see the heavy police presence there on one side, and on the other side, very determined, just as determined as Mohamed Morsi, I would say, groups of Muslim Brotherhood supporters who were there chanting, they were there yelling, they were there taunting the security forces. Things did not get out of hand there. They may elsewhere in the country and elsewhere in Cairo later today. There have been a number of other marches that are still ongoing. There could still be confrontations between the security forces and the Muslim Brotherhood protesters. But this group has not backed down. On the other hand, most of the rest of Egyptian society has, in fact, moved on. The Muslim Brotherhood is not well respected here, and those supporters are being increasingly sidelined from Egyptian society. But they're not going away, and that could spell some kind of a clash sooner or later.